Long, long ago, God gathered people into the nation of Israel. After a time, the leaders became wealthy, far beyond the poor peasants. It angered God that the leaders ignored the poor and their children, so the whole nation was sent away to a foreign land. However, after they had been there a long time, God sent the prophet Isaiah with a message of hope. Isaiah said, "The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in the land of deep darkness, on them a light has shined. For a child has been born to us, a son given to us. His name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." The angel Gabriel came to visit Mary and give her a message.
Mary, you're gonna have a baby. A baby?
Then Gabriel came to Joseph with a message.
Joseph, Mary's gonna have a baby.
A baby?
Mary and Joseph were frightened and confused, but they chose to trust God, letting God's love be shown through them. In those days, a decree went out that everyone would need to travel to their hometown. So Joseph went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, the city of David called Bethlehem. He and Mary went there to be registered. By now, she was close to the end of her pregnancy. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child. She gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Nearby, out in the fields, there were shepherds watching their animals by night. Shepherds were some of the poorest people in all of the land. An angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds, and they were filled with fear. I said they were filled with fear. But the angel Gabriel had a message of good news for them.
Do not be afraid, for I bring you good tidings and great joy.
Gabriel went on to say, "For to you all is born this day in the city of David a Savior who is anointed by God. And this will be a sign to you. You will find a child wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger." And before the shepherds knew what was happening, many angels appeared before them and began to sing,
Gloria! Gloria!
Gloria,
Gloria!
Gloria.
The shepherds were amazed at what had happened to them, and they could not contain themselves. So they had to get to Bethlehem and find the baby in the manger. There were wise men who lived in a land far away from Israel. They studied the stars and discovered one they believed would lead them to a baby sent by God, who would show the whole world how to live in peace. They followed it until it stopped over the place where the child was. They were overwhelmed with joy, and then they saw the child, and they knelt down and paid him homage, offering him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. After that glorious and holy night, the kings went back to their homeland. The shepherds went back to their fields. The animals went with them. And the angels went to be with God, remembering all they had seen and heard and the kind of people they were called to be with this experience. Since that night long ago, we in the Christian tradition have remembered this nativity story. It is not simply the story of an honorable husband. It is not simply a touching story of a young mother and the birth of her baby. It is not simply a rustic story that brings the sheep and shepherds to the manger. Nor is it simply a royal story, bringing kings from afar. It is rather a story of hope to a people in despair. It is a story of peace to a people who lived in the shadow of violence. It is a story of joy in a place where people felt as if they had been abandoned. It is a story of love in a time when hatred reigned. For in this story, we see God has anointed a human being, one like us, and through him showed the way to peace. It is our calling to follow in the way of Jesus and help bring these things to be. Like Jesus, we are called to be light to the world.
Opening presents.
Opening up presents.
Like being with my family. Getting my Christmas gifts. Probably my birthday.
That's right. Could you tell everybody when your birthday is?
Christmas Eve.
Toys.
I'm excited that we'll still be able to celebrate Christmas, even though like sometimes normally we would have like Nana over for an early Christmas, but we can't do that this year.
Yeah.
But
are you excited for Christmas this year?
yes,
Yeah, what are you most excited for?
Santa to come.
Yeah?
Family.
Family?
Except for yeah, if no family, then probably just with the family that already lives in the same.
Yeah.
Probably like just waking up super early, like around 6 a.m. to go downstairs and open presents.
Thanks, Chris.
Like making cookies, and sometimes we make gingerbread houses. That's fun.
Can you say that again?
Decorating the Christmas tree.
Yeah. Around Christmas?
Around Christmas. Going to Michigan.
Well, usually on Christmas Eve, all my family, on my dad's side, we all get together and we just, I don't know, get together. And then at one of our houses, either my house or my cousin's house. And then in the morning we do the same sort of thing, a little different though, and then we go to the opposite house.
Get the Christmas tree!
Do you decorate it?
Yes!
What do you decorate it with?
Ornaments,
Anything else?
star,
Yeah, star. Where does the star go?
at the top.
Right on the top.
I like making a platter of Christmas cookies and sharing them with our family. Well, when we sit together and eat a big meal and unwrap presents. A baby. A baby. I don't know.
Was he big
Yes,
or tiny?
big.
Kind of big.
He's
Yeah.
a grown-up. A doll.
Can you say it a little louder?
Brown hair.
Brown hair. Is he tiny? Yeah.
I think he was light skin or something.
I don't really
Because
think.
it's
I think he might have been black, I think. And he
I
didn't
don't
look
know.
anything like that baby.
He was probably bald or had very little hairs, like most babies. I don't know.
So a little happy. And maybe she was scared too.
I'm a little scared too. Yeah.
I don't know, just farm animals and stuff.
Like farm.
Like maybe cows and donkeys and goats and sheep and stuff.
Yeah. Like a unicorn maybe? No. That's one of our costumes over there is a unicorn.
Gorillas.
Gorillas.
Cheetahs.
What else?
Cheetahs.
Cheetahs were super fast going there.
Lions.
Yep. Anything else?
Tigers.
Yeah.
Leopards.
Maybe.
No, leopards.
Leopards. Yeah. Thanks, Grayson.
I feel ridiculous in this.